Hi, in this session, we will look at the previous session somewhat that whatever we have covered almost. In this lecture, in that lecture, we cover all the auto, diesel, and dual cycle, and with respect to their condition. So, in this lecture, we will be covering the pure substance of water, and in thermodynamics, they used to call water as a pure substance. And why is that? Because water we use for the many application, where water has a many use, like they used to produce steam, and previously it was used for different purpose, like driving locomotive. These days it is only used to for the processing, or somewhat where you need to rotate the turbine, where you need to generate the electricity, which is oftenly we use these days. And every thermal power plant which is work on this cycle, that is why the study of this pure substance is very much important, because if you not understand the behavior of this water, you will not able to work on it, and it might create a problem during its functioning. So understanding their behavior with respect to temperature, pressure, so you have to understand everything, each and every point, how this water behaves, and where what content it has, in what pressure, temperature it behave in a different manner. So at that point, if you control this situation, that is exactly your motto, that you should know everything, and you can use that particular point for the application. So I will start with a very basic diagrams, which is very important in this chapter, but I have not drawn in this PPT. So I basically took it from the internet, and will going to explain to you people what exactly does this diagram means. Because if you understood this diagram, this chapter is quite easiest. And up sub and upcoming lectures which will be depend on this chapter so much, because you are frequently come across the saturation point, then dryness fraction. How does it affect the cycle? There are many cycle which we are using nowadays, which is run on this water. So be serious about this chapter, because this chapter you might get a single question out of this, but still it is very much important to understand the concept, and the application of this chapter is used in the subsequent lecture. So uh, be patient, and uh, try to understand the concept of this chapter. In this chapter, this first diagram, whatever you're seeing in this small graph, which is shows that the temperature versus the water behavior. You are very well known that water has three stage. One is the solid stage, liquid stage, and the gaseous state. So we actually use this three stages as well. So understanding this stage, because most of application you for the freezing use people use ice as a substance, like fish. They used to do that, and for the cold storage places where the where you need to transport your vegetables and all those things, in that stuff they use this kind of ice to maintain this cooling process. And water, you are very well aware that the water, what is the application of the water. And gas is used basically to for the processing, and the secondly used for the generating electricity. So how does it affect with respect to temperature? If you start first point, you have seen at the bottom, where it is at the solid ice state, where your temperature is below 0 degrees Celsius. But when you start hitting to this ice, it will start slowly melting, and till the gas state, if you go continuously hitting it. But in water, it behaves something differently, because when you start hitting from the 0 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius, the temperature of when you heat to the this ice, it will whatever the you are in the common sense you can say that it will start melting, but it is not like that. When you try to heat till the 4 degrees Celsius, the volume of this ice will get reduced, and the density also get reduced. That is nothing but it became more solid till 4 degrees Celsius, from 0 degree to 4 degrees Celsius. That is why this 4 degrees Celsius is very much important, because whatever density you are referring nowadays, density of water or ice at that point is 1,000 degrees, 1,000 kg per meter cube. That is what exactly measure at this 4 degrees Celsius, and this is the strange behavior which is shows here. And from 4 degrees Celsius, which is you have seen that one vertical line is there. Till that it is you're hitting, but the phase change is not taking place till now. Till 4 degrees Celsius, there will be no here phase change. Phase change is nothing but it is converting from one form to another form, like water. You are solid to water, that ice to water. So at that point, and it has a two temperature, which two temperature where heating you can say, in the sense one is called sensible heat and one is called latent heat. Sensible heat is nothing but the heat you are providing to change the temperature of this substance. Nothing but when you heat the water from that 4 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius, the temperature of this water is continuously going to change. But after 100 degrees Celsius, whatever heat you provide to the this water, it is not changing. It will not change your temperature of that water. It is only converting. It will boil that water, and after boiling that water, it will went to the gaseous form. But the temperature of this water remains constant. That is nothing but the latent heat. And in sensible heat, there is a change in temperature, but in latent heat, there will be no change in heat, change in temperature. But the phase of the phase of that substance is going to change in the latent heat. And in latent heat, you should be keep in mind that temperature remains constant, and sensible heat, the temperature is going to change. So here you've seen that till the first line, which is vertical line, that dotted line, till now the temperature is 4 degrees Celsius. After that, if you hit the whatever temperature you are going to add it, some of the quantity of heat is required to convert this 0 degrees Celsius, this 4 degrees Celsius to somewhat more degrees Celsius to overcome the solid state to liquid state. So whatever heat you're providing to this at 4 degrees Celsius, it is simply used to transfer that phase from water, that ice to water. Not at that condition, the whatever water you're getting at 4 degrees Celsius, the temperature of that water is not going to increase till the whatever the second line you have seen. And the distance which whatever the distance which is in the place, that freezing and melting, very inside freezing, that melting, we are going upward in this direction. In this direction you can see the whatever the horizontal line is there, in that line the temperature remains constant. But only thing at the first line, whatever quantity of ice you have, the same quantity of ice at the second vertical line is going to be water. And once you start hitting at that temperature like 0 degrees 4 degrees Celsius, once the complete that ice is completely converted into the water form, so after that it will start increasing their temperature, and it will went to the third vertical line, that is liquid line. And why this liquid line is because whatever your sensible heat is going to be there, that is nothing but the sensible temperature at the whatever the third temperature line where the this liquid line is crossed, that is nothing but your 100 degrees Celsius temperature. There your at that point your water start boiling, and whatever heat you're providing in between this two point, that second line and third line vertical line, that is nothing but your sensible heat. And after that, whatever heat is you're going to to put in third and fourth vertical line. That is nothing but the latent heat, whichever used to transfer the phase of this water into the gaseous form. Till the third line, whatever water you have, it is simply convert into the gaseous form. So in this layer portion, the temperature remains constant, and whatever energy you are supplying to this, it is simply used to convert the liquid form into gaseous form. And this is in the first line and second line of vertical line, whatever the horizontal line is there, it is latent heat which is emitting to the water, which is nothing but you are supplying heat to it. And here also this much amount of latent heat is required to transfer the phase of this water into gaseous form. Until this fourth vertical line, you see there, if you heat more than that, then entire whatever portion do you have, it start evaporating, where the gaseous gas that steam going to start. And till if you start hitting to this substance, it will goes that whatever water you have, it has completely gone into the gaseous state. And in this gaseous state, still you further heat to this gas, it will go to the superheated state. So this is the upward direction. Similarly mannerly, if you want to condense this steam, that superheated steam, then once you have to supply, you have to reduce some amount of heat. That is nothing but the temperature of that superheated steam is going to reduce, and it will come to the fourth line where whatever steam is there, you are simply converting into the water. And this is the latent heat that is you have to remove into the atmosphere to convert that steam into the liquid form. Till the third line of this vertical line, whatever the steam you have, it is simply convert into the water form. And from the water third line, whatever you have, from that line to the second line, that is nothing but the 100 degrees Celsius. That third line is 100 degrees Celsius where your water has. And still you are cooling that substance. So from that to the 4 degrees Celsius, where your water temperature is going to reduce. And that point at the second vertical line, in between the first and second line, in which whatever the 4 degrees Celsius will be there. So where your water start freezing, and till the first line, your water completely convert into the solid form. And from further, if you reduce the temperature of that, it is going to be the ice form. And the temperature is continuously reducing from the 0 degrees to the minus temperature. So this is how this water behavior with respect to temperature. This is some of the point I have covered on this PDF, that is sensible heat, which in which the temperature is going to change. And if you want to calculate that heat, which is nothing but mcv dt, you can say mh. And mh is the enthalpy. Enthalpy you can write in the form of c into delta t. In the nature form, whatever you see, this is the real time of real condition of example, that whenever you go to the higher altitude station, like a hill station, there if you there, when you go higher and higher, the pressure level of your atmosphere, which is going to decrease. And just because of that, whatever, if you want to cook your food at the ground level, then the boiling uh, whatever boiling point of that food is has, uh, it was a little bit higher comparative to the when you start hitting that boil. If you want to boil that same water, if you went to the hill station, there you required more heat to this boil the same water. In simple manner, I take a numerical value, that if you want to heat water at 1 kg of heat of water in the ground level, where you are providing 10 kilojoule of heat to the water, at that moment it gets boiled. But the same water, if you went to the hill station, and there you if you start with boiling this water, uh, this water will be not going to boil at 10 kilojoule of heat. It definitely you required. It is based on the height. If you go more than if a little bit higher, then it will be 12 kilojoule. If you go more than that, it will be 15 kilojoule. But the boiling temperature of that water going to high, and still at the amplitude, if you go higher, the amplitude, the temperature also going to be decreases up to 10 kilometer. And secondly, the latent heat. Latent heat, whatever I have explained, this is use latent heat, whatever heat is required to change the phase of the substance in which the temperature remains constant, and that is to be calculated by MLH. It denoted by two form, which is LH. LH means latent heat, and secondly HFC, which is I'll going to explain afterward that why this written as in HFC form. Enthalpy, that's latent heat of the enthalpy. And so I'll explain how this pressure and latent heat are depend on each other. That when just keep in mind that okay, I'll explain on this graph. Hmm. This is the pressure and specific volume graph where your this dome, whatever your dome you see in blue line and red line, these are the two form of line where this is the simply conversion. It is also based on the temperature and pressure, but the previous graph was drawn with respect to temperature, and this graph was drawn with respect to pressure and temperature. When you see this the line below line, which is vertically increased line, and second the horizontal line, which is triple stage top line. I'll explain afterward in this different graph, but below before left hand side to the this blue line, it is called as the solid liquid stage or solid stage of the water. And here whatever the content you have, whatever the water you have in the form of either in the solid form or liquid form, because it also has a 2 3 line, which is the first line at the first triple, where the this section point, which is shows that the left to the this solid line, all the substance which is in the form of the liquid ice. And when you start moving toward the blue vertical, that graph, till it is solid and liquid form, then compressed liquid form. And after that, once you cross that line, which is the line is called as saturated liquid line, which is nothing but where the entire line which is shows where your liquid or solid state form, which is in that line, it is completely liquid form on that line. Once you cross that line, and whatever the line, whatever the portion is present in between that horizontal line, which is triple straight line, because the above that line and below that, whatever the content in that dome, our whatever focuses will be there, it is based on that. And in this dome, it is the combination of liquid plus gas. Whatever once you start hitting, it will form at the liquid plus vapor state. Whatever the previous line you seen, that is nothing but your this line, which is this line, which is condensed state, evaporation state. In this is state which were you can see whatever the content you have in the dome form, which is nothing but this. And once you start cross once again, and whatever the dotted red line you can see, which is nothing but a saturated line, where whatever water plus vapor do you have, it is completely converted into the vapor form. And from that, once you start hitting to, after that it will went to the superheated vapor form. And from that onward, this is the different thing. This is the 10%, 50%, 20%, which is shown, which is nothing but the whatever the content you have in the form of whatever the portion do you have in the gaseous form, which is denoted in this graph. And the top point, which is nothing but your critical point, which shows, and I'll explain after in this graph. This is the similar graph, but the previous graph which just I have explained. Whatever graph I have explained, the similar graph is this, but only this is drawn on the PT diagram, that pressure and temperature diagram. P is the atmospheric temperature and T is in degrees Celsius. Where that point you have seen, which is this point, triple state line point, this is in PV diagram, it is denoted on the line form, but if you draw the same on the PT diagram, it is in the form of dot. The whatever the line you see and the that PV, which is in the line form, that horizontal line form, which is similarly, if you draw the same diagram on the PT diagram, it is shown in the dot form, that is triple point. And these three line which is show the separation of this whatever you have explained, that once you at the left no, to the graph, that is whatever y-axis do you have, near to that graph, do you have a solid, after that once you cross that liquid plus solid, but then the compress here, then the combination, the saturation liquid line, then after that combination of liquid plus gases, after once that red line, which is nothing but your saturation vapor line, and after once cross that, it is the superheated state. Similarly, this graph also shows that, but it has a equilibrium. This line is only to separate this the portion of that whatever the it's like phase. After crossing that line, the substance has a different phase, and this line called as equilibrium line, where you see there is a first portion which is shown in the liquid form, where if you start hitting, and this whatever line you've seen is a fusion line, vertical line, which is denoted as a melting and freezing. When you start hitting to this liquid state, it will solid state, it will convert into the melting, and it will convert into the liquid form. Once again you heat to this liquid, it is convert into the vaporize, and it will get converted into gaseous form. Similarly, if it is in gaseous form, if you start condensing this gas, so it will cross this line, critical point line, which is denoted here, and which is condensing start from here, and this blue line, vertical blue line, which is passing to the liquid portion. From the liquid portion, once again you start condensing, it will start freezing, which is blue line, which is reverse, and it will once again come back to the solid stage. And this line, vertical line, it has a negative slope, because for the water, antimony, and bismuth, these three substances, it has this fusion line, which is shows the negative graph, but all other substance shows the positive graph, for this line. And the below the triple point line, which is show as a sublimation, where you can see this portion, this line was separate the two phase, that is the solid state and the gaseous state. So that is something, but once you cross this line, you will directly convert solid state into gaseous state. That is the solid carbon dioxide. You have heard somewhere that once you take that solid carbon dioxide on your hand, it will simply convert into the form of gaseous. And I don't know what English word used for the kapur, that is used for the puja. So that Kapoor also, previously it was in the solid form, but if you convert that solid form into, if you keep on the atmospheric air, it will simply convert into the form of gas, and it just get reduced. So that is nothing but a simple sublimation. So similarly, deposition. Once you start the gas, this compress this. Your gaseous carbon dioxide, it is simply converted into the solid form. Similarly, this is the graph which I want to explain, and after that, this line, This is the very important graph for you people, because this graph is you have to draw for the each and every example whichever you ask in the portion. And this saturation liquid line, and this is saturation dry stream line or vapor line, you can say. This is the saturation vapor and dry steam, where the complete in the form of vapor, and in the liquid form it is completely liquid form. The before this line is called as the subcooled liquid line, and in between the dome it's called as the wet steam. And apart from this right side of this here, so it is called superheated steam. And the point you see at the dome where this two line get connected to each other, that is nothing but your critical point, where the temperature of your critical point, which is 340 degrees Celsius, and which is at 22.06 megapascal. So which is called supercritical phase. In this phase, whichever you've seen this previously, but in this phase, whatever substance you have, whatever the water you have, or solid form or liquid form, which is simply converted into the gaseous form, that is superheated form. Need not to heat it, or just whatever the temperature you have, just pass the water through it. It will completely, it will not, whatever the solid like ice, if you pass through above this temperature, that 740 degrees Celsius. So the in natural phenomenon, if you put ice on the below this say 340 347 and this pressure, so it will first convert into the liquid form, and after that it will convert into the gaseous form. But if you put the same ice above this or on this point or above this point, that 347 degrees Celsius and the 22.06 megapascal pressure. So above this pressure, if you keep this ice, it will simply convert into the form of gaseous, which is superstate. It will not convert into the liquid form. And the sublimation also, there was the same thing was taking place, where the simply it was converting into a different form. So this graph, and I will explain a subsequent graph, that when it will start, whatever the point will come across, I will explain with respect to this diagram. That is nothing but when you see that this diagram, the whatever the the horizontal, and this is x0 x1. I'll come next to it, and when the point will come at the fraction where I'll explain this y, this x equal to 0, and y x equal to 1. So where the pressure is decreasing, this is nothing but whatever the y temperature is degree Celsius. But if you take as the PV diagram, only thing is the shape of that dome is going to change a little bit. But okay, I'll check whether if I have a diagram of in the form of PV. Yeah, this is the diagram in the form of pressure volume. So if the pressure is going to reduce, which is nothing but this vertical line, in just forget about everything, and just consider this dome form. Make it simple. Okay, this is in the form of PV, and whatever the portion you have, if you reduce this pressure in the vertical form, that is nothing but whatever the line you draw in the horizontal manner, that is nothing but your latent heat. So whatever in this portion, the length of this horizontal line will be bigger than the whatever line you draw at the upper stage. So that is nothing but the whatever the latent heat you need to supply to this portion, which is higher at the low temperature, low pressure. And similarly, as you move from the triple point line to the critical point, so whatever the heat you're going to supply in the form of latent heat, which is required to transfer the phase of the liquid into vapor form, which is going to be reduced, continuously reducing. That is why you required that boiling point of that water is going to high at the lower pressure at altitude, what I have explained just before. Because because that is what exactly is going to happen there, because at altitude level, that altitude level, the pressure of your atmosphere is going to reduce, and just because of the pressure is going to reduce, you need to supply more latent heat to that, to boil that substance. So this is the explanation for this, why the pressure, if the pressure is going to reduce, why the latent heat is going to increase. And at the critical point, which is at the top of this two saturation line, which is the combination of two line, that is where the latent heat, whatever the latent heat you need to supply to this to transfer it phase, which is going to be zero. That is nothing but when you apply when you put this ice or something into that area, it is simply convert into the other form. There is no latent heat you need to supply, because you need not to supply any latent heat, just because of that there is a latent heat is zero, and there in latent heat there will be the phase transfer. So that is why the phase is directly transferred from the solid state to the liquid state. And in that point, the surface tension of that liquid is going to be zero. That water has some surface tension, uh, that simply convert, that is also zero in this point. Here the second point is at zero, at 4 degrees Celsius, volume of the water minimum and the density is maximum. At that point, I have explained that where the you used to calculate the density, and this is these are the three substance where your graph shows this fusion line, whatever line I have shown. Where is that line? Okay, this line, I solid line, vertical line, which is nothing but the fusion line, which shows the negative slope for these three substance: water, antimony, and bismuth. That sublimation, which is lying below the triple point hitting, it will simply convert to the your solid substance into liquid substance during the phase transfer pressure diagram. And now we come to the actual condition where you get the actual numerical question on this phase, because this is the best example. If you understood everything, then this solving this example is quite easier and quite fun. But if you not understood anything, this basic, it will be a disaster to understand everything, why this is happening, why it is changing. And trust me, because if you not understand this concept, it will be very complicated to solve this question. So yes, in TS diagram, this diagram you need to follow all the time, because this diagram is very much important. And to understand everything, you need to be keep this diagram all the time in your mind. And firstly, we calculate the enthalpy, entropy. In this, you have to understand where the entropy and enthalpy, how to calculate, and what formula is going to be used in this formula to find out that enthalpy at the different stages. So this is the first stage I am going to explain, which is nothing but the subcooled region. That is the subcooled region is this one, whatever you have. And in simple manner, if you want to check with this diagram going to explain you everything, that where is the subcooled region, where is the uh, other two region. It is not coming outside. This is the subcooled region, whatever it is shows in the first portion. This is called as the subcooled region, which is I have mentioned as the first condition. Just keep in remember that I will change afterward, because I need to change it and to explain everything. So this diagram is not good to explain, and the previous diagram I'm going to explain, but just keep in mind this point. This three condition is very much important. That first is subcool condition, two line, that 2 point, which is the saturation liquid line, which are very familiar with. third line, which is saturation liquid vapor state condition, that critical point at the top, and where the fourth point shows the saturation vapor line. And apart from that, superheated portion. So this is the point, and you have to just keep this in your mind, where this point belongs, and from that point I'm going to explain how to calculate uh, this portion, because it is quite easy to understand, and from the diagram. Yes. The subcool stage region, which is nothing but you have seen this left hand to this saturation liquid line, which is nothing but where your that actual condition temperature, which is less than the temperature at this T saturation, whatever temperature which that water has on this liquid line, which is called as the T saturation temperature. And actual condition that at the first point, it was shown on this red dot, which is nothing but the temperature of actual water which you are taking your in your account. That is, you can see on this diagram. That is this point H1 we have mentioned on this graph. So that point we need to calculate the enthalpy of that water below before the this saturation liquid line. And how to calculate this, which is shows that the actual temperature of the water, which is less than the saturation temperature of water, and just because of that degree of subcooled, uh, is nothing but the temperature of saturation minus temperature of actual condition. So if you want to calculate the enthalpy is nothing but enthalpy of two things. You're very well aware. You don't know the actual enthalpy of the water which you have, but you know the enthalpy of that water at liquid stage. That is nothing but HF, nothing but F is denoted of the liquid, that fluid. And if it is denoted as Hg, G is nothing but the gaseous enthalpy at gaseous stage. And if it is denoted as the HFC, that is nothing but whatever portion you have in this dome, that is nothing but the gaseous and this liquid form. So just keep in mind, and also it is called as the enthalpy of latent heat. So if you want to calculate, we what point you are known, that is HF, that is nothing but enthalpy of your at the that fluid state. If it is fluid state, I will use directly liquid form. That is liquid form. HF you are known very well. So you can minus the line whichever you have between this H1 line and the HF line. So what you do, you simply minus this HF minus the enthalpy of that line, that whatever line you have in between. So that line you have to minus from that. And enthalpy, you are very well aware that formula of enthalpy is Cp, Cp Cv. It depend on the process. And for the Cp and Cv for the water is remains constant, because the compression, that whatever the it will be not compressed, and the compression is not taking place at a different temperature and volume. So that is why the Cp and Cv all the time remains constant. That is 4.18. And from that, if you take that H into Cp and C into delta T, which is nothing but that line value of that line. And if you minus that line from the that point HF point, that is nothing but H1 equal to whatever the portion you have on actual form, which is the enthalpy is H1 equal to HF minus that line. So it is Cv, Cp, C of water, in bracket T saturation minus T actual condition, which you have already calculated. That T saturation we already known, and the T actual of the water is always known. Similarly, if you want to calculate the entropy of that substance, similarly, nothing has to be changed. Only thing is to vary to minus the portion of that line, entropy of that line. Entropy of water, you can you know how to calculate. That is C ln T final divided by T actual. So here the degree is going to change. That is why it is denoted as S1 equal to SF minus CW ln T saturation divided by T actual condition. Now this is superheated stage. You see whatever the graph just before, you have seen that it is first condition was seen, it is completely to the left of that graph, and this condition is completely to the right of that graph, which is nothing but the superheated state, where whatever the actual substance do you have, it is in the form of gas, and the temperature of that gas is always higher than the T saturation. And this time the T saturation temperature, which is nothing but the gas temperature, that temperature at the saturation, that saturated gas line, vapor line, that temperature is called as T saturation. In that condition it was for the liquid line, in this condition it is for the this gaseous line. So the degree of this superheated is T actual. That temperature of actual substance is more than the temperature of your saturation level. That is why it has become T actual minus T saturation. Okay. So in this condition, if you want to find out the enthalpy of that thing, whatever the portion you added, whatever once you start hitting this steam beyond the this saturation vapor line, if you calculate particular stage, what is the enthalpy you have added into that steam. So that is nothing but one point you are very well aware, the enthalpy of that substance, that is Hg. Hg is nothing but the enthalpy at that saturation vapor line. So where, and you have to whatever enthalpy you added, previous condition we have minus because it was left side, that is why we have to minus from this Hf. Now we are supplying heat to this substance, that is why we have to add into it, and that is nothing but Hf plus the substance, that is H C into delta T, that is delta T, which is convert at CPG. You can take a CP because gas also has a different CP value. Water has a different, but gases has a different C value. That is why Hg plus Cp G in bracket T actual minus T saturation condition. If you similarly, if you want to calculate for the entropy also the same thing you have to add, because whatever you're going to increase the entropy of the substance by adding the heat to the system, because you are seen in the previous chapter that whatever heat is going to add the whatever the entropy of the system is going to be increased. That is nothing but S1 equal to Sg plus Cp ln T saturation divided T actual divided by T saturation. As you see the previous, similarly nothing has changed. The C entropy and enthalpy, once you understood this concept, it will be very easy to understand everything. This is weight region, which now the first condition we see the left side of uh, this diagram. Second condition we see in the right side of the diagram. Now we are going to see the entire whatever the portion we have see, like the portion which is between the saturation liquid line and saturation vapor line. So that is your enthalpy, which was you're supplying to for the converting the phase of this substance. So the H1 we have taken, which is calculated in between portion. So that is nothing but the combination of the liquid, and you can take this can be calculated in the both manner. If you take Hg minus, you can minus X, whatever the portion you have taken, you just minus this, you will get this H1 value. But and similarly, if you take Hf, you can add. So for the similar manner, to reduce the confusion, I have taken positive sign, because once you go from the HF value, you have to add. So adding, so it is simple to understand, and this is also simple. If you minus this from Hg value, so HF is there. So you had add the latent heat, which is X, which is nothing but the dryness fraction. I will explain afterward that how this dryness fraction is going to indicate on this diagram. But till now, just to keep in mind that it will be multiplied to the latent heat, and which is added into it. That is nothing but you're giving the this enthalpy, and enthalpy in the change form, which is nothing but m into h. So x is the form of the quantity of gas do you have, and which is nothing but the amount of latent heat is your supply to it. So this is how you're going to manage. And secondly, this in enthalpy entropy of that substance you can calculate in the similar manners. Only thing is that in the liquid form you have different entropy and the phase change. This is the phase change form you have seen in the previous entropy chapter, that the entropy of the phase change condition, it has been calculated is like latent heat divided by saturation temperature, and it is multiplied by the portion of the dryness fraction. That is nothing but how it is calculated. Same thing, the reference point taking as the saturation liquid line and added whatever the portion do you have, and this is like nothing but SF plus X into in bracket LH divided by T saturation temperature. And this simple manner, this whatever the portion have this line, this is the standard line. This is saturation liquid line itself, that if you want to calculate, it is always given in the this steam table, which is simply you can find out at that point HF or Hg value. And if you take the difference between these two Hg and HF, you will get the latent heat, whatever portion do you have you supplied. And similarly for to calculate this. So this is how you calculate all this formula. If you understood this concept, it is going to be super fun to solve this example. And trust me, this is if you understood this fundamental of this chapter, then whatever chapter is coming to next to this, it will be super fun. So I'll stop this session to here, and I'll continue this session in the next subsequent lecture. So till now,